I talk, you listen, or you turn the channel. Either way, I'm still going to talk. Welcome to Unfiltered. Thanks. Good night. I got two things. All right. Now, I wish I'd been paying more attention because the other night I saw this TV commercial that just, I almost fell off the chair because it made absolutely no sense at all. It was one of these lawyer firms, you know, Dewey, Cheatham and Howe or whatever, you know, doing one of these big, if you've taken this medication, and it was a medication for restless leg syndrome, and I can't remember what the name of it was, but they said if you have taken this medication and have started gambling uncontrollably, they're filing this lawsuit. Apparently there's some pill that you take the pill and all of a sudden you just start making bets for people. I'm trying to figure out the whole deal, you know, of how a pill can make you start gambling.
It doesn't give you leaky ass syndrome and, you know, suicidal tendencies and...
Apparently the side effect is you start gambling uncontrollably. Which makes me think, you know, maybe I can sue Hyundai because after all, I was driving my car and I had a heart attack. Maybe it's the car.
Could you, like, charge him for the speeding ticket that you got because the car can go way too fast?
I mean, that's stupid. And apparently more frivolous lawsuits.
Yeah, caution, coffee may be hot.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, but now people can just, you know, and apparently it's one of these class action things, so it's happened to more than one person.
Unless you can have an erection that lasts more than 4 hours, then...
Well, no, that wasn't that kind of medicine. It was for, like I said, I'm pretty sure it was restless leg syndrome stuff, and you just start gambling. Which, I mean, it seems to me like there would be some kind of deeper rooted problem if you're going to be gambling like that. Or maybe it was just the fact that some guy lost his whole paycheck and then in order to explain it off to his wife blamed it on the drugs, and then it was just a steamroller effect, snowball going down the hill kind of thing. And seeing how I used that great analogy of a snowball going down the hill, let's talk about our country for a while, because yeah, we're picking up speed on that downhill run into whatever we're headed for. The president this week is over in London at what I found out was like this big political thing, this G20 summit. Now, I've seen people started talking about G20 like a few weeks ago, and I thought Gatorade was putting out a new flavor. Really, that's what I thought it was, because Gatorade just changed their name to G, and that's it. Apparently it takes too long to say, can I have a Gatorade? They just changed it to G. But this G20 thing apparently is the 20 wealthiest countries, I believe, get together and try to hammer out all the problems of the world economy. Because apparently, if we just like shut our country off and try and worry about ourselves, we will fail because we won't have anybody to sell our stuff to. we won't have anybody to buy our stuff from. So, and all these people got together, and Obama's like going nuts. Now that he's president, he's joining all kinds of these little, what did he join? Something with the UN, having to do with the Human Rights Council of the UN or something. And other members of this council are like Castro, the leader of China, the leader of, all these horrible countries that treat their people like shit. And I'm sorry if I use the word shit. I would use the word crap, but apparently every time I use that word, I have to pay Lee from the Cinemaniacs because he's got it like registered as a trademark or whatever, because he uses it so much. These guys trying to figure out the world's problems. And Obama is like, basically what is going to end up happening is all of our sovereignty as a nation is going to be, we're just going to hand it out, so we can be part of the one. That doesn't work. It didn't work with the Borg on Star Trek. It's not going to work for us. The whole collective thing, is just, no, it's not going to work. There are too many free-thinking people. And everybody's different. Every culture is different. And there are cultures that will never like us as Americans.
The only way we're going to progress and get off of this planet is if we all think as humans instead of Americans, Arabs, Chinese, Japanese. We all have to be humans.
Well, see, then I think that's the point they're trying to make. Is you can't have, at this point they're trying to push the global economy, saying, but all that does is it gives our money to even more people.
The only way to start is for global education. Because the only way people are going to be able to fend for themselves is with a decent education.
No, this is not true. This is where you're wrong. Because if you travel back in history, people didn't have, there was no formal schoolings, 200 years ago or whatever. There was no formal schools where you went and you graduated. You learned what you needed to learn as you went.
Yeah, because you were growing crops or tending
Exactly.
livestock or, chasing chickens or whatever your fancy might have been. But
exactly. But you
nowadays,
learned.
life is a little bit more specialized, so education is necessary.
Well, or we just have to unspecialize.
Well, I don't want to go back to living the way we was 200 years ago, Bubba.
I don't know. It may be, and we're going to be there anyway. I'm rolling because I really prepared nothing. I jotted down 2 little stories I wanted to talk about. I got to the TV commercial for the drug one, so we're halfway through. And I'm working my way up to the point that I want to make about this whole G2 thing or G20 or whatever the hell it is. No, I don't really. I know it's G20, the summit or something. Hosted by
Are they selling T-shirts?
Ed Brown or somebody, the leader of, the prime minister of.
Going to have a commemorative coin?
He's got a ton of those. And now so does Golden Corral. They're dropping them outside their restaurants for like free dinners or whatever. All right, where was I? What have I covered already? Can we play back what we've got already, Bruce? No. We don't have the technology for playback yet. All right. We'll work on that. When Lee and I go to Vegas at the end of the month, we'll look into the whole playback stuff.
Just get a stenographer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Use any of that restless light.
Is there anybody out there in TV land that knows stenography that would like to volunteer?
Apparently not. All right. Okay, so I'll try and figure out where I was. I mean, yeah, well, we've been at G20 for a while. And the president's meeting with all these. And actually, he gave on Thursday, I happened to catch some of the little press conference or whatever he gave from London. And he actually made it a point to let the fact be known that he was trying to be open about who he picked for questions. You know, he didn't just, pick the people from America. He picked like one guy from China, and he picked a girl from Australia, and he made it a point not to just pick other foreign reporters. He made it a point to pick as many women as he did men, and as many foreigners as he did American reporters, which was kind of cool, I guess. Showing that, I mean, he wants to prove that he's not racist or prejudiced in any way. Apparently, Michelle Obama is a huge draw over there. People are loving her. Everybody that meets her, I guess, falls in love with her. They're doing things wrong, though. Obama, this got me. Because the Queen is like 100 or something. She's way old.
Queen Mother is older than her. The Queen is old, but she's old, but
No, she's old.
You mean there's one older?
oh yeah, the Queen Mother, the Queen's mother.
Oh.
She's older.
So then wouldn't she be the Queen if she's the Queen's mother?
No,
Oh, all right.
step down and put.
Oh, okay, she like retired from Queen. Oh, all right. I didn't know you could do that. So anyway, the Queen that's the Queen now, who apparently isn't the oldest one, I think Mick Jagger's a little older, I think. But she's old anyway. So, and I picture the Queen as like, she's the Queen. She doesn't ever do anything. She may, have one of her servants turn on the Victrola or something, listen to that. The Obamas, apparently, if you're a dignitary, you have to present the Queen with presents when you meet her. Instead of the Obamas giving the Queen something like, I don't know, the cure for a disease or, something great and worth something, they give her an iPod. $89.95 at Walmart, an iPod. Here you go, Queen. Just so that you realize how materialistic we are in the United States. Here's an iPod. Now you have access to music and anything you want at the snap of a finger. I mean, because granted, if the Queen wants to listen to a song, she doesn't have a whole long time to wait. She's old. Which is why I'm pretty sure in her house. This got me. Everybody on the damn TV, all they could talk about was the fact that the Queen had her pocketbook on her arm in her house. Well, yeah, she carries it with her. It's probably got her meds in it, for one thing. The Queen lives in like this huge house. And she's old, and she doesn't walk very fast. If she had to go to the other side of the house for her pocketbook, it would take days. I've seen a picture of that place, Buckingham Palace. It's, it would take a long time to walk from one, I forgot my purse. That's it, gotta go back. And then the entire British government has to stand still for 2-3 days, whatever it takes her to get off and get her purse and get back. So, I mean, lay off the Queen and her purse. I also heard that it's a signal. She uses it as a signaling device. That when she carries her purse up here close to her elbow, everything's fine. But when she lets the purse slip down to her wrist, that tells her Secret Service people that it's time to get me out of here. Which is, see, nobody ever thought of that. See? And some people were talking about the Queen always wears a hat. Most of the time she wears a hat. Who knows? Maybe she's bald underneath the hat. We don't know. But it's just, and Obama, like, for days before, you heard all this stuff about Queen etiquette and things that you're supposed to do when you meet the Queen and things that you're not supposed to do when you meet the Queen. One of the things you're not supposed to do is the Queen will always put her hand out. And you're not supposed to shake the Queen's hand. You're supposed to reach out and lightly touch it, and that's it. But Obama reached right out and shook her hand. Nice to meet you, Queen. He's lucky he didn't rip her arm off, apparently. You know, because she's frail. And then Michelle Obama, she shook her hand like that, and then she reached around and touched the Queen on the back, and that's like a no-no. We're lucky that we're not on Britain's shit list forever. And I don't know. That England is one thing. Dealing with Europe is one thing. Then you add in 19 or 18 other countries besides the United States and Europe. And you're talking, these are people that we want to join in this global economy with us. And apparently there's 20 of them. And I'm trying to count the number of those 20 countries that actually have soldiers dying next to us in Iraq and Afghanistan. And if they're not willing to fight for a peaceful world, then why the hell should we do anything to help them economically? That's what I can't understand. You know, these little countries, you know, that have all pulled their troops out. You know, they're not interested in fighting. But, you know, and the people in India, one of the reporters' questions today was how can the United States help India to fight terrorism from their neighbor Pakistan? I mean, there's really no answer to that question. We can't. Not without creating, you know, some big international incident. Because
Put up a fence.
yeah, well, I mean, we can't get them to put up a fence to separate our country from Mexico. Why? And I mean, let's do crew call, and then I'll go back into this whole the world view today, because not that much is happening around Keene. So, so yeah, let's do crew call on camera 1, 3, 2, all of them. We've got Greg. He's the only one that ever shows up consistently, you know. The only thing that keeps him away is if he's got to watch his daughter in a play. And, I mean, it's got to be embarrassing to be up there on the stage at the middle school and hear Dad laugh from the audience. And I bet you could pick Greg's laugh out at a show. In the booth is Bruce and Andrea.
How's it going out there tonight, Ray?
It's going good.
I bet you could pick him out of a crowd very easily. Greg has got a very distinctive laugh.
Yes.
It's been going pretty well this week. Weather's finally taken a turn for the better.
You gotta love it.
A couple of nice days this week. Today, Thursday, was beautiful. I was out feeding the squirrels after work, and they were all running around and happy and having a good time. Little bastards, though, they've been stealing my food dish that I leave the nuts in. I come out last night and the sucker was gone. Normally they knock it off the porch, it's underneath the porch something, but this time it was out across the road in the forest across the way, and I happened to see it because it's blue, but I caught it when I was coming home today, and as we were heading out to come to the show tonight, dang thing was gone again. It was sitting out in the middle of the road behind a car. Still had nuts in the dish. They're trying to drag the whole thing away with the nuts and everything. Greedy little, you know. So one at a time, I don't have a problem. You know, take the nuts slow, but fun for all. Plenty to be had by all. But we had a good race this past week at Martinsville. I'll let Andrea take over and fill everybody in on how that went. But now finally happy that spring is springing.
Yeah, hi, Rick. Listen, Martinsville was a good race. It didn't have the finish that Bruce or I hoped for, but it was an excellent race. The finish was Jimmy Johnson, and then your guy Denny finished second. Tony Stewart, he finished number 3, and that was a good finish for him with Stewart Haas Racing, being a new team and all. Jeff Gordon fourth, and Clint Boyer came in fifth. Now I'm going to give you a few others because Ryan Newman, the other half of the Stewart Haas Racing, he came up into sixth, and Dale Jr. finished eighth, which was a really excellent finish for him because he's been not doing quite so hot this year. And AJ Allmendinger, he didn't think he'd have a ride full time, and he seems to have gotten one now. And he came in ninth. So that really was a good finish for some of those guys and a little unexpected. But anyways, the standings did a little bit of a change up. Jeff Gordon's still in first. Clint Boyer came up into second by one spot. Kurt Busch dropped down to third. Jimmy Johnson jumped 5 places up into fourth. Your guy again, Denny Hamlin, he scooted 3 places up into fifth. Kyle Busch is down in sixth. That little skunk, I'm not sorry for him. He dropped 2 spots, and it's like, oh well. Now Tony Stewart, he is up in seventh. He's holding really strong in the top 10. And then Carl Edwards, Casey Kane, Kevin Harvick is in 10th, David Rudiman, and Matt Kenseth in 12th. So that's pretty much where the standings are for the NASCAR right now. Bruce and I both checked. We couldn't find any news going on. Didn't seem to be a whole lot happening. Everybody's kind of keeping their nose clean. This week, though, they're heading out to Texas, or down to Texas, and hopefully the weather will hold real good. But other than that, it's back to you, Rick.
All right. And let me just add that there was another little NASCAR story that caught my attention this week. Apparently, let me grab this because I don't want to get it. I don't want to get it wrong.
Oh,
Car and Driver. Car and Driver on the web reported that President Obama had ordered that Chevy and Dodge drop out of NASCAR after the 2009 season. And it turned into a sizzling internet topic on Wednesday, on April Fool's Day. It was just an April Fool's joke.
but a good one.
But somebody from rightfielders.com wrote, just when we thought we could take a breather from Barack Obama's wacky policies, he reached across the Atlantic today to drop another one on us. Naturally, NASCAR fans are outraged. The magazine later pulled the fake story, and they estimated a $250 million savings for Chevy and Dodge by pulling their cars out of NASCAR. That's how much they would save. And Car and Driver did apologize for going too far. So, yeah, I didn't play any April Fool's jokes on anybody. So, I don't know. Let me do a couple of stupid things first. I'll read a couple of these, and then we'll get into the real life stupid things. And actually, these are all real life, honest to goodness. These are from a book called Disorder in the American Courts, and they're actual testimony from court cases. One of them says, the attorney says, "Now, doctor, isn't it true that when a person dies in his sleep, he doesn't know about it until the next morning?" The witness said, "Did you actually pass your bar exam?" I mean, I don't know if the witness can get, like, contempt of court or not. Another one. I mean, and it proves just how stupid lawyers are. The attorney says, "Were you present when your picture was taken?" The witness then replied, "Are you shitting me?" Yeah. Here's another good one. The attorney says, so the date of conception of the baby was August 8th. The witness says, yes. The attorney says, and what were you doing at the time? The witness said, getting laid. Apparently you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, you know, as you know it. This was a good one. The attorneys asked the doctor, how many of your autopsies have you performed on dead people? The doctor said, all of them. The live ones put up too much of a fight. And one attorney says, is your appearance here this morning pursuant to a deposition notice which I sent to your attorney? The witness said, no, this is how I dress when I go to work. So, all right. Let's go back to my note cards where I have nothing written on them. I want to talk about Madonna again. Because all of a sudden, we've gone from let's worry about all the stuff that's going on in our country that we can't control. Now it's like, let's worry about the entire world, which we'll never control. Hitler tried, didn't work. Madonna. Who tried it? Oh, a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them have tried. It doesn't work. It's hard to get that many people to follow you and to be on your side. And as the population goes up, it's going to get harder and harder to get everybody to think the same way. But Madonna, she's apparently, the last kid she adopted is like 6 or something, or growing up, and she's getting empty nest syndrome or something, so she wants to adopt another African baby. And it's Madonna, it's Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. They adopt babies from foreign countries. This makes no sense to me. These are American people that are adopting kids from foreign lands when probably right in Los Angeles there's 100 million kids that need to be adopted. Apparently our orphaned kids here in America don't deserve the attention from somebody
They're
like
not
Madonna.
needy enough.
Yeah, they're not needy enough, or I don't know. It's dumb, and it's dumb to.
Well, it's just so much easier to adopt overseas than it is right here in our own country with all the crap you got to go through just to get a kid.
Well, this is true. Then again, we can't just kill them. Something's got to be done with them. You can't just leave them as wards of the state. It's the stupidest thing. And have you seen these commercials that they're starting to play about adoption? Where it's usually a kid with some parents, and the parents embarrass the crap out of the kid. It's more money I got to give Lee. And then at the end they say, they make some remark about there are hundreds of kids that would love to be embarrassed by your parents. So great commercials. My point is, if you're going to adopt, at least start close to home. Adopt somebody from Oregon, or don't go halfway around the world to make somebody's life better when you can make somebody's life better right next door. And with the money she spends to go across the world, she could probably make 2 people's lives better right next door. It doesn't cost so much to spread happiness in your immediate vicinity. It costs you a lot more to go halfway around the world. I don't know. And then it's like, how do you choose? There are so many needy people around the world. And what, are you just going to walk around until you see one that catches your eye and then buy them? I mean, this is what Madonna's doing. All the kids that need to be adopted, she's like going around on a friggin' talent search. It's not right. You adopt some kid because you love the kid, not because, oh, hey, it's the least I can do. You know, but I want a pretty one. I don't want one that's ugly or slow. You know, I want one that's right and perfect and pretty. And if I'm going to spend all this money to take care of this kid and raise this kid, the 83 cents a day or whatever it takes, then I want one that's good. Plain and simple. Meanwhile, these kids that she's adopting, I know this newest one, the father's not around, the mother was killed, the grandmother's still alive. I mean, so it's not a kid that has no family. It's a kid that doesn't have a mother. I don't know. You don't see Madonna popping up asking the Octomom if she'd like a little help with any of her kids. And personally, I've watched some of those Madonna videos, man. Madonna is the last person you want raising a little girl. That's what we need. Another tramp running around, teaching people how to do things. 27 minutes left. Trying to think. I know there was something else I wanted to talk about tonight, and I should have wrote it down, but I didn't. Oh yeah, we do have the music clip, the extremely long music clip. All right, yeah. Why don't we go to the music clip? It's a good one. It's tonight on the Mom's Tattoo musical interlude. Musical interlude. Shadwell.
Send your wishes to me. Put a letter down. Let your words cross through the night. Like friends strokes of love. Leave no thought of time. Let them fill the days where the night will concern. Write it into candy green. What is it you want from me? Put your feet you do to me. Nobody knows, nobody sees. Nobody knows what you do to me. Nobody knows, nobody sees. Nobody knows what you do to me. Nobody knows, nobody sees. Nobody knows what you do to me. Nobody knows, nobody sees. Nobody knows what you do to me. Nobody knows, nobody sees. What you do to me. Sell your wishes to me. Put a letter down. Let your words cross through the line. 1, 2, 3. You try to help, you try to mend. You try to treat me as your friend, but you've been lying the whole time. Now the two bottoms falling out, and I'm sharing with you my doubts. You just keep running those same lines. If I walked away, would you tell me I was wrong? Thank you very much.
All right. Bruce, you getting good at those wipes, brother. Hey, the Simpsons are going to get their own postage stamps. How stupid is that?
People gonna look home at
It's, they're going to be 44-cent stamps. Homer, Marge, and Bart, Lisa, and Maggie.
This is what passes for an American icon now.
This is what passes as, yeah. I mean, oh well. Another strange thing.
We wonder why our children are in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, and they've been watching that. That's another, like 25 years it's been on, or something, or 20 years.
20.
Simpsons have been on. Actually, coming up here within the next month or two is the 25th WrestleMania. Imagine that. 25 years WrestleMania has been going strong, gaining popularity. So apparently for 25 years, we've been really into watching violence. Before that, I mean,
Oh, the Simpsons are tame now.
The Simpsons are way tame compared to some of the cable stuff that they've got on. But wrestling, I mean, wrestling's been around since I was a kid, probably before I was a kid. Actually, definitely before I was a kid, because Andrea used to watch it back when it first started.
Back when they still wrestled naked.
I'm sorry, Andrea. I mean to say you were as old as like them Roman guys. Anything. Or the Greeks. Actually, I think the Greeks actually started it. Greco-Roman, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, no, Greece isn't in Rome. Rome isn't in Greece. Rome is in Italy. So Roman and Greece it was the Romans against the Greeks. That's why they call it Greco-Roman. Because it was the Grecos against the Romans, I think, usually. And then it was the Christians against the Lions. And it was Ben-Hur against Dale Earnhardt, Sr., I think, raced Ben-Hur in the last race. All right. This is another one I had almost fell over. Well, I know this guy fell over. In Des Moines, Iowa, guys arrested a guy and confiscated his leg, his prosthetic leg, because apparently the guy got measured and fitted for it and then went into the store to take it out for a test walk and never went back to pay for it. So he was placed under arrest and the cops took his leg. The leg will be returned to the store and given to somebody else. Hopefully the car will be the same size. If you get a leg that's just a little too long and a little too short, I mean, it can really mess up your back. So 25 years for that. The guiding light. I mean, I was never a real big guiding light fan. I was more All My Children for a while when I was unemployed. Guiding light got canceled, which is surprising because in these times where a lot of people are unemployed, you'd think that soap operas would be going like crazy. But no, Guiding Light, after 57 years. 15-minute shows? Oh, okay, that's very possible. Started way back. 57 years ago. It actually started in 1937. And I had a thing. I'm going to shoot down here again because I didn't bother to get anything ready tonight because
Do the math. That'd
I
be
just
like
didn't feel like it.
51 years, man.
I don't know.
37? No,
They
that'd
said
be
57.
60, 71 years.
Well, let me read exactly what it says. It was in here. Colleges are a word. Well, there's also, again, a big thing, big article about driving while you're drowsy. Back when? I don't know. This says ratings dive leads CBS to cancel soap, which began in 1937. So it's got to be, yeah, apparently 50, I thought they said 57 years. Yeah, it says after 57 years. Guiding Light began as a 15-minute radio serial in 37.
Oh, radio, okay.
Started on radio in 37. Moved to TV in 52. Gradually expanded to an hour in 1977. And some of the big name people that actually started on the Guiding Light. James Lipton. You know, the real stuffy dude that does Inside the Actor's Studio. Yeah, he started.
And makes tea.
Yeah, he played Dr. Dick Grant from 1952 to 1962.
What a name.
James Earl Jones started on the Guiding Light. He spent 1966 as Dr. Jim Frazier. How about Kevin Bacon? 1980 and 81, he played Tim Warner, an orphan who went on to develop a drinking problem as a teenager. Yeah. Victor Garber was on Guiding Light in 1986. He played Detective Frank Minnelli. Callista Flockhart, who is now married to Indiana Jones guy. Harrison Ford. Thank you, Bruce. She was on in 1989. She played Elise, a babysitter who made a very brief appearance on the show. And then she became Ally McBeal. Sherry Stringfield. She was on NYPD Blue and ER. She started as Blake Spaulding, who got married 4 times on the show in 3 years. Melinda Kanakarides? Yeah, NYPD Blue, Providence, and CSI New York. She was on from 91 to 95. Hayden Panettiere was, she is now on Heroes, that show Heroes. Taye Diggs is another one who started out, but you know, very cool. Apparently sorry to see it go. Bill Cosby is going to get a huge honor. He's the next recipient of the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. And the Kennedy Center will present the 12th annual award on October 26th. Other recipients include, or previous recipients include George Carlin, Whoopi Goldberg, and Steve Martin. Kind of cool. All right. We got 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I can't think anything else I wanted to talk about. Some of these are pretty cool, though. Do you know that a woodchuck normally breathes 2,100 times an hour? But while it's hibernating, it only breathes 10 times an hour. Yeah, that's quite a difference. I saw another good one. One species of antelope, the Sitatunga, can sleep underwater. The Sitatunga. They're an antelope. An antelope can sleep underwater. Apparently they breathe through their horns. All right, where's another good one? The only purple animal is the South African blesbok. It's purple. The smallest mammal is the bumblebee bat of Thailand, and it weighs less than a penny. Yeah, you'd have to get attacked by like thousands of them. There have been more than 1,500 documented sightings of Bigfoot since 1958. Yeah. Some people, you saw, oh, yeah, I mean, they put him in that golfing game. Did you know that camel's milk doesn't curdle? I don't know if it's ours or not. And you may not. There's approximately 20 million camels in the world. It's a lot of camels. And a camel's backbone is just as straight as a horse's. A geep. Ever heard of a geep? It's a cross between a goat and a sheep. Yeah, kind of like a Jeep. Better not say that one. That one's got bad words in it. Yeah. Yeah, I can't say that on the air anymore. The dodo. Oh, no, I don't want to read about the dodo. Some dinosaurs were as small as hens. Some of these just seem dumb tonight. Experts at Intel, the big computer people, they say that microprocessor speed will double every 18 months for at least the next 10 years. And speaking of,
Yeah.
yes, and just as with roller coasters, the tail section of an airplane gives you the bumpiest ride. Yeah. Jumbo jet uses 4,000 gallons of fuel to take off.
Wow.
Yeah. But to see, they don't measure it in gallons. They measure it in pounds. So it's not like it's a big deal. Air travel. I was going to say something about air travel. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Remember last week when I forgot the good news story that I was going to tell? Well, I remembered it. And then I threw it away. But I remembered what it said. And it was the fact that this past year, airlines have lost 23% fewer bags than the year before.
But isn't it like 67% less people are using airlines this year or last year?
Have they had less bags to lose?
All right. I guess you're right. Yeah. Yeah. So fewer people traveling. Apparently, the airlines have lost 23% more bags this year than last year. Guess it's not so good news. And actually, I had a friend that traveled, recently came back from California. They didn't lose his bag, just everything that was in it. He got home and opened it up, there was nothing. He was sad, because he had like 3.5 pounds of pot, 8 bottles of liquor, and like some granny porn. All gone. He doesn't know what happened to it. Apparently, you just can't check that stuff. You have to carry it on with you.
Guys keep loading it. Ooh, this one's
I mean, I got just enough time, I think, to read this letter. This was sent to an elementary school in Ohio. And it was sent to the principal's office after the school had sponsored a luncheon for the elderly. And an old lady had received a new radio as a door prize, and she was writing to say thank you. And this is the letter that she wrote to the school. Dear Keene Elementary, God bless you for the beautiful radio I won at your recent senior citizens luncheon. I am 84 years old and live at the Springer Home for the Aged. All of my family have passed away. I am all alone now, and it's nice to know that someone is thinking of me. God bless you for your kindness to an old forgotten lady. My roommate is 95 and has always had her own radio, but before I received one, she would never let me listen to hers, even when she was napping. The other day, her radio fell off the nightstand and broke into a lot of pieces. It was awful, and she was in tears. Her distress over the broken radio touched me, and I knew this was God's way of answering my prayers. She asked if she could listen to mine, and I told her to kiss my ass. Thank you for that opportunity. Sincerely, and I won't read the lady's name, but yeah, God works in mysterious ways. You know, I'm debating on, I'm tossing around the idea of whether or not to take a couple weeks off from doing the show and running a couple of repeats for the next week. We haven't decided yet. But it's because I've got a trip coming up to Vegas between the 19th of April and the 24th of April. The plan for that week is the show that you will see on the 24th of April will be a show that I do in Vegas. And it's going to be a little tricky, the logistics, but Lee and I think that we'll be able to do an unfiltered show out in Vegas, mail the tape back in time for it to play on the Friday night. So that's the super special show on April 24th. Will be taped live in Vegas. And there'll be, I don't know, gambling, girls, gambling, probably no drugs, but maybe some drinking, partying, hanging out on the strip, pools, bikinis, typical Vegas stuff. It'll probably be like an extended version, an extended episode of like Room 207. That'll probably be how, like, just crazy stuff that we point the camera at. But I'll let you know how the flight was, how the hotel is. I mean, it'll be better than Hotels.com. You'll get all the inside scoop from me. See a few of the sites out there, and I don't know. It'll be fun. We are staying at the Stratosphere. Lee told him he wants rooms that are high with a view of the Strip. So, and I think they said that if you want a strip show, that's extra. Up next on No Spin, they had a guest cancel, and Chris had some last-minute business come up through work, so they decided they're going to just run last week's episode again with the chief of police and Lieutenant Sturdy Thomas and Coach John Lupa. So it was an interesting episode, so have fun. I want to thank my crew, Cheshire TV, Mom's Tattoo. Till next week. Peace.
Hi, this is Mikey from Orange County Choppers, and you're watching Channel 8.
There you go.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.